chapter 23 from the EVS book of class 4, and this chapter is Pochampalli. It starts like Vani and Prasad live in a village called Muktapur. Their home is always filled with bundles of bright colored threads. Their mother and father and everyone else in the family are weavers. The weaving that they do is very beautiful and special. So, in the first paragraph, we are understanding that Vani and Prasad are living in a village. Of course, why village? Because in a town or a city, there would be a lot of factories and they can also do these type of manufacturing works. But here, this is typically a village, and Vani and Prasad are living here along with their parents who do the work of weaving a thread. Now, from this, you can remember Gandhi ji, who used to use the charkha and also used to make own clothes in that way. So, Muktapur village is the Pochampalli town, mandal of Telangana, that's in South India. Most of the families in this town are weavers. Of course, it's a large scale occupation of the people of Muktapur. That is why the special cloth that they weave is called Pochampalli. Now, the title of this chapter is Pochampalli. Why? Because the special cloth that they weave is called Pochampalli. The villagers have been doing this work for a long time. Vani and Prasad, parents, learnt weaving from their elders. Now we always need somebody to teach us weaving. So as you can see from the picture that's there on the screen, that how beautifully the saris are made. And it's not just manufactured from factories. People who actually give their time in using these self-made weaving cloth machines that they are using as handlooms, and then they are manufacturing, making the thread, and then comes the beautiful sari. So here you can see there is a charkha, there is a woman sitting, and how the charkha is operating. Here again you can see this man weaving the cloth. Here you can see this man beautifully manufacturing it with the help of the handloom thing. Now, this is entirely a cycle. If you see here, it's like a cycle of the sari. The beautiful representation of the Pochampalli sari is there. And that's a process of making the Pochampalli saris. Now, Vani and Prasad also help their parents after coming back from school. This weaving cloth requires hard work, and many different things have to be done before actually weaving. From thread to cloth. Now the next thing starts like this. Father brings bundles of thread from Pochampalli town. Mother then puts these threads in boiling water to wash them, as such to wash the dirt away. That is to wash away the dirt and the stains. That means mother is washing away not just the dirt that's there, but stains. Stains are those spots that are there on the cloth, just like we do it in our washing machine. So here also in the village, not many people would be having a washing machine, and that's why they are washing it here like this in boiling water. Then everybody works to dye the thread with bright colors. Now dyeing would be when we are wanting to apply colors to the thread. So just like we do painting, that's the way they do the dyeing of the cloth. Now this dyeing is not to live and then dye that opposite one. No, this is the coloring dye, DYE. These threads are then dried and rolled into bundles. Now we cannot just use these wet threads because the color might come on us. The dye might just spread everywhere. So here we are having these kind of things. That is drying of the thread. Okay. These bundles are put into looms and cloth is woven. Now here in the looms, the kind of wooden things that you were seeing, that is the loom that we have. And the cloth is woven, that means it's made. Silk cloth and silk saris are woven from silk thread. cotton thread is used to weave cotton saris, cloth, sheets, etc. The loom has many needles. Of course, it would be having needles. Without the needles, how would we be able to get that cloth? The size and the number of needles changes according to the design. Of course, if the design is very, very intricate, if it is very small, we would need a smaller needle for a small flower. Just like if you are seeing a painter painting the walls, the brush that the painter uses for the walls is quite big. And the ones that you use it for your drawing book is very small in comparison to the painter's brush doing the whitewash in the house. The weavers weave the Pochampalli saris, the beautiful Pochampalli saris, the kind of adjectification, the adjectives that have been used here are indeed very important. In bright colors, through the traditional craft that they have made their region world famous. Now, this entire line is telling us about the popularity of the Pochampalli saris. They're very, yeah, I can see you looking here and there. Just pay attention. Through the entire world. A craft in danger. Now, this is very important. Now, a craft in danger. Whenever there is any kind of doubt, you can say that, oh, I think we are going to lose this. Oh, I think we might not have the kind of efficiency in this. But here, the kind of tagline that has been used, the title that has been used for this paragraph is a craft in danger. Right. So a great skill is needed to weave such special saris. It also takes many days of hard labor. Now it says that it's not very easy. You cannot just do something so beautiful in a very short span of time. You would be needing a lot of time, a lot of hard labor, and indeed a lot of efforts. After all this, it is difficult to get a good price for these saris. Now, what happens is that the kind of work, the kind of labor that goes into all these things is a lot. But the payment thing, the kind of payment that these people get are not sufficient. Of course, for gold, if you don't get paid as per the price of gold, would that be sufficient? It wouldn't be. And for silver, if you don't get paid as much as the price is, then that's not sufficient. And so is the case in case of the Pochampalli saris. So this is how it is. Now, after all this, it is difficult when this line comes. When this line comes that says it is difficult to get a good price for these saris, you should know that how people are earning. They are not earning well. Next, silk is becoming expensive day by day. Big shopkeepers give very little money for the saris. Next, though they themselves sell at very high price. So who is not getting the money? Is it the shopkeepers? No, it is the weavers. Yes, the actual people behind it. So that's very sad. That's a very, very sad thing. That is why many weavers, what happens? Are giving up their family craft. Family craft. That is why many weavers are giving up their family craft, means something that they have got from their elders. They are giving up. Next, many are leaving their villages to work as laborers in big cities. We need to solve this problem by helping them get a better price. Otherwise, the precious craft will be lost forever. Now, let's discuss. Vani and Prasad learned this beautiful craft from their family members. When they grew up, do you think they will be able to teach their children the skills of this craft? Do you think
Yes.
so?
Yes.
Okay. Next, write in your notebook. Have you ever seen anybody weave something on a loom? What were they weaving and where? I am focusing and I am also emphasizing on every word. So, Rishit, tell me, have you ever seen anybody weave something on a loom? What were they weaving and where?
Yes, I see my aunt weaving a cloth of saris. He was weaving the saris in her home.
Okay, is she a weaver?
Yes.
Okay. Now the next says that the threads of a sari are dyed. Do you know any of the kind of any other thing that is dyed? Yeah, of course, the dupattas that the mothers wear. So the dupattas are also dyed. If you visit Wani's village, it seems if the entire village is weaving saris. Do you know of any other work which may people living in one place do? Of course, farming. A lot of people do farming. Do they make some article? Of course, there would be a lot of people doing farming, and then if they're making articles that can be in villages of those states, like the eastern states, where bamboo is there, so bamboo products are made, a lot of beautiful bamboo bags, and then you also see articles like vases, you see tumblers, a lot of things. Next, a lot of process is there. Do men and women do different things of work to make this article? Of course, they do a lot of different things. Do children also contribute? In some families, children do contribute. Next, find out and write. So, this is about an activity, kind of a thing that is talking to an ironsmith and a carpenter, a potter about the nature of their work. Of course, they are the traditional people, the conventional people who've been giving us the most beautiful articles. Ironsmith, okay, so who works on iron, which we call लोहा in Hindi. Carpenter, लकड़ी का काम करने वाला. Potter, जो मटके बनाता है. Where did they learn to do their work? Of course, nobody is going to come from the heavens, right? So they are going to learn it from their elders, right? So what else did they need to learn to be able to do this work? Of course, they have to know about the kind of product they're using, how to use it properly. Have they taught this work to anybody in their family or to anyone else? If it is passing on from one generation to another, of course they can. Then there is this table that is below and has a list of different things of work that people do. Do you know people who do such work? Write their names in the first column. In the next column, write from whom they have learned their work. So this is the table that you ought to do it by yourself. Yeah. So this is a good read and this is a good table. I think with this we finished the chapter.
Yes.
Okay. So from this chapter, I'm sure that you've learned about the Pochampalli saris. You've learned about the craft that's in danger. So first of all, name the two characters in the chapter, the two people that you've heard
Vani,
about. Hmm?
Prasad, and her elders.
And the parents, of course. Okay, I just wanted to. Next is, why do you think the craft is in danger? Because
I think the craft is in danger because the silk was very expensive. If they not got the best price of the silk, so they cannot weave anything because for weaving they need to silk.
of course, you can get it from the paragraph that says a craft in danger. So it says that big shopkeepers give very little money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So with this, we come to the end of the reading of the chapter. If you have any doubts, I'm free to answer them. And of course, this is a very easy chapter. For Champali is the kind of beautiful what? Special cloth.
Sari.
Right. The saris are made in this special town of Muktapur village. It's in Telangana. And it is an art of the entire village. Weaving is a very, very important cultural activity for them. Then from thread to cloth, God bless, how the thread is woven into the cloth. And this is indeed an interesting chapter. It tells about the culture, about the occupation of the people of Pochampalli town. So with this, we are going to end this. All right?
So, ma'am, I'm reading that
Yeah,
Abdul
sure.
Garden.
Right.